Hello, I'm Edwin Watson of Triple E Realty and Property Management. I'm often asked by new investors, who is Triple E Realty and Property Management and what can we do for them? So today I'm going to walk you through who Triple E is and all the services that we provide for our new clients. So Triple E Realty and Property Management is two different companies. We have the real estate company, which is Triple E Realty. So what Triple E Realty, we work with traditional buyers and sellers, and we also work with investors. We have a team within our brokerage where we help new investors or seasoned investors find new investments, single family homes in Indianapolis that meet their investment goals. So what we do, the team is gonna search. Once we find something and identify a property for you, our team goes out, does an assessment of the home, and then from there, they'll put the offer in for you. Once you have acquired the property, then we turn it over to the other side of the business, which is the property management side of the business. So Triple E Property Management is a full service property management company. So when I say full service, what that means, we have internal maintenance right here on site. So we don't have to go out and get other contractors and so on and so forth. All the maintenance, I'll say 99%, 98% of the maintenance is done right here in-house once you become a client. So someone from our staff will go out and do a full assessment of that home that you just purchased. So we're going to do an assessment in two different ways. So one, we're going to assess it from a market value, from a rental value. Now, so we're not going to tell you what we think the house is worth. We're going to tell you what the market says the house is worth from a rental perspective. We're also going to go out and we're going to do a baseline inspection. Either the home is occupied or it's vacant. We're going to do an initial inspection for you to understand if the home needs any type of repairs. So if it's vacant, of course, we're going to give you a full scope of work, identify each item and give you a scope of work to say, hey, these are the things that we think it needs to be done, and we can do these things for you. Now, you're under no obligation to use us to do your renovations. So if you have a contractor that you feel comfortable with here in the city, you're more than welcome to use that contractor. Now, as far as if you have an occupied property, if the property is occupied, again, we're going to do a baseline inspection to eliminate that age-old saying it was always that way, right? So at one point, that tenant is going to vacate, and we're going to have a baseline inspection of when we took over that home and the condition of the home when we took over, either it was vacant or was occupied. So say we move forward, and now we had a home that was vacant. And we've completed the repairs. Now it's time to market the property. So by us being licensed realtors, your house gets maximum exposure. So it's going to be on every website that you can possibly imagine. We also do yard signage if it's allowed or if it's appropriate. We do online media, like I said, marketing, as well as some print marketing in some of our Latino communities. We have some print marketing that we do as well. We have a strong social presence, either on Facebook Marketplace. We have a Latino page as well. So we're touching every point that we can from a marketing perspective. We have a very thorough screening process when it comes to screening tenants. Our tenants must earn 3 times the monthly rent before taxes. They cannot have any evictions or judgments in the past 3 years. They have to have a good rental history. So what that means, we're going to call those past landlords to make sure that they paid on time and took care of the property. If the property is well maintained and they paid on time, we will still run credit. We're going to run credit to make sure that they don't have any evictions or judgments, to make sure that they're a good fit for us. We don't have minimum credit scores. We found in our experience, you could have a 800 credit score, but if your past landlord said that you either didn't pay on time or you damaged the property, those are one of the factors. So you have to check all the boxes for us to be a good candidate. So once they meet all those boxes and check all those boxes for us, then we're able to move them in. Our team does a move-in inspection when the tenant takes possession. Once they're in there, again, we're going to document the current condition of the property when they first took over. So we want to have that documented. Then after that, every 3 months, we're going to go back and do an additional inspection. So that additional inspection is just to make sure that they're maintaining the property. We found that there's certain things that tenants sometimes neglect, but by us going to do those quarterly inspections, we're going to make sure that those furnace filters are changed. We're going to make sure that your gutters aren't clogged. We're going to make sure that plumbing and everything is running properly. We want to make sure that if there's any damage being caused, we catch it early. We don't want to go back 12 months later. We're not that company that goes back 12 months later and we had no idea the condition of the property. Okay? We also have a lease that's been prepared by our attorney. It protects you, it protects me, and it also protects the tenant. So it's a fair lease for everyone. Once the tenant is in and signs the lease is between you and the tenant. We represent you as the property manager. So once they're in, our leases indicate that rent is due on the 1st of the month. We give the tenant to the 5th of the month. On the 6th, they're considered late. We send a 10-day notice on the 6th to let them know that, hey, you have 10 days to pay or you need to vacate the property. If you don't vacate the property by the 16th, we file for eviction, no exceptions. That's our policy. We're pretty firm and we're fair, but we're firm and we're consistent with all of our tenants. I pay my owners by the 15th of every month. So the way in which I pay you, I ACH transfer your income into whatever account that you designate. We also send you an owner statement via email showing your monthly income and your expenses. And we also give you access to an online web portal to access additional information and run accounting records for your record. Finally, fees. What do we charge? That's a common question. Well, Triple E, we charge 10% of the monthly rent, minimum $75 per door. So what that means, if your rental amount is $1,000, I'm going to charge you $100 per month. If your rent is $600, we're going to charge you $75 per month. So it's per door. Now we do charge a placement fee. The placement fee is 50% of first month's rent, minimum $400. So again, if the rent's $1,000, we're going to charge you $500. If the rent's $600, we're going to charge you $400. But we don't charge renewal fees. So our goal is to keep your tenant in there for multiple years. So if your tenant elects to renew, we just renew them, and your fee simply is the 10%, minimum $75. So that's kind of who we are and what we do. To find out more information about us or would like to schedule a free consultation, please visit our website at tripleerealty.com. Thank you.